I had to get the training on it.
Okay.
So I know how the homeless are treated sometimes very unfairly. And what we do is we film for police accountability. We're a non-bias. We're not there to bust the police's balls. We're not there to bust the person's
Yeah, we
balls.
definitely stay out of the way. We don't interfere.
Okay.
On this day, we actually caught. His badge number is 98.
Okay.
And what this video is actually about 15 minutes long.
Okay. Well,
This man right here, we all know him, Charles. He's a homeless man, he's schizophrenic down in Providence. He's been there 25 years. I was homeless with him. I know that man. He doesn't bother anybody.
okay.
On that day, this officer right here, which ends up being badge number 615, he walks past us, he pulls on his jacket, and he pulls him over. The bus operator said that he saw this homeless man spit on the officer's police car, badge 98, the sergeant. So they went over, they grabbed him, and of course, we're going to film him. And again,
But you're right. You have a right to do that.
And they didn't really have a problem with it per se, but when we try to get identification, we can.
well, at the beginning, we walk up. Now, we don't say anything to these officers, and you'll see where this is actually 511.
Right.
Now, these guys wouldn't give me names.
Here's the question. Just quickly.
Yes, sir.
First of all, what we're going to do is I'm going to explain to you the process of going through and not just complain and everything like that. But also, just watching the video. This is what we have actually hearings for. If you want to make it, you have your evidence right here. You correct that your evidence that you've got.
Yeah.
And what you end up with do is that when we go through the process, we'll give you the forms. You will make a complaint. You will talk to the Internal Affairs Investigations, the Internal Affairs Bureau. You will make a written complaint.
Yep.
They do their investigations. You can for a second, okay? You'll make your investigation, and then at which point in time you are allowed a hearing.
Yep.
You will
Okay.
have a hearing, which is basically saying that everybody, any court case, you guys have your side of the story, which you put on your forms.
Yep.
The IPO, the professional responsibility, they have a duty to investigate.
Yep.
By the law. So they'll investigate. They'll look up the complaint that you guys got. They'll look up who the officers are. They'll get back to listen to you guys, have you pick out, is this the correct officer, that officer? Then they'll meet with those officers and say, you have a complaint lodged against you.
Yep.
Would you please, this is the complaint that's been lodged against you. You guys need to write what you did.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what the officers did.
Yep.
And then at a point in time, once that's all compiled, you will get a letter back by certified mail that will tell you that you're going to have a hearing.
Yep. Okay.
And you're welcome to come. That's when you point in time you pull this video.
Why
in.
does the hearing? I don't understand the hearing part.
The hearing part will be like a superior officer like myself.
Yep.
He gets to sit down and have it like basically we have it over here in the courtroom over here, and it's a municipal court. It's not a judge. It's an internal investigation. It's an
Right.
internal
So
problem.
they're listening to it.
They get
Okay.
you guys get to you would either you can represent yourselves, or you could find yourself if you wanted a lawyer. There's plenty of them that they would come in and they will ask. You guys can present your case.
Okay.
This is what happened. This is what I did. Okay. As the hearing officer, I get to listen to it.
Yes.
But the officers get to then ask you questions
Oh, of course.
in front of here.
Well, this isn't.
This is
We're not pressing charges or
No,
anything.
this is
No.
But see, on the other places where I file
no.
complaints, it's just a piece of paper.
Correct. Hold on a second. You're not pressing charges. Pressing charges is criminal. This is not
Right,
criminal.
no, it's not.
This is internal.
Yeah.
We have a hearing internally.
Right.
It's a complaint hearing. It's a
Right,
civilian
right.
complaint hearing.
Oh, okay.
Which is done where that's why I said you can't have a criminal where a superior officer such as a lieutenant or a captain is basically sits in as the role as a judge. He gets to hear both sides and he hears the evidence. You have a video. They get to ask questions. They get to talk. They get to give their side of the story, and then they get to listen to both sides. It's easy to listen to you guys,
Of course.
and listen to you tell me your side of the story.
Yeah.
Then I get to listen to their side of the story.
Yep.
But it's also different when you're asking questions and you're saying you're in a room and you get to hear what they're saying. And then also, can I ask questions regarding this, or can I ask questions like you might hear the officer say something that you don't like, and you want to have him answer the question. We say, oh, wait a minute, hold on, he's answering.
So
a question.
they actually they they don't have to respond, do they? I mean, like,
Oh, of course they do.
They have to.
They have to.
Okay.
Okay.
They have to address, they have to answer, they're ordered by the rules of the police department. They're ordered to address the complaint. The complaint that you have is that part of the investigation, which is held by the investigation, by the IPR, which is the Internal Professional Responsibility. Easy way, like, you'll mind, that's their title right now.
Yeah.
I like to call them IA because that was the old ways when I grew up. So the IA officers they conduct the investigation, they make like a packet. And then they bring it and you have a makeshift hearing, but there is no judge.
Right. There's no judgment. It's just
nobody's getting arrested.
No, okay.
No
So what would
charges.
what's the process after that? Where the internal affairs is there
We
like
can either we can give you a packet here tonight and you're welcome to fill it out, or if you'd like tomorrow, they're open 8 to 4 during the daytime.
court.
They're during the daytime.
Okay.
No, they're right up here. On the second
okay,
floor.
okay.
And what you would do is tomorrow during the daytime, you're welcome to come in. And you would come in and you'd say, I'd like to talk to somebody from the internal.
Is there any way that we can grab the packet tonight, fill it
We
out?
can.
And
Of course
look
you
at it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Now,
of course you can.
My big thing is Rhode Island is one consent. I don't need a second party. There is no right to privacy in public space. It's not like Massachusetts and so on. Where
With video,
With video.
One consent on audio taping and videotaping. The problem with just if you're asking a question on videotaping, I said you have the right to videotape anything as long as you are not interfering with them.
Of course.
I can't sit there I can't sit there and do this.
Oh, of course.
No,
Oh, yeah.
right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to do my job and you're doing this.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
If you're standing here and you want to videotape me from that pole, you're not a threat to me. But
I give like whatever it's reasonable. So I'm not
Well,
going to be interfering. But if I have to get around a corner to get that shot, I'm gonna still do that as the press.
But we also too is to say you also. I mean, you've probably seen a lot of television and stuff like that. You'll hear the officer will talk about the 20-foot rule.
Yeah.
Okay, the 20-foot rules that we like as a threat with the way, and trust me, and the
I-
officers. No,
Yeah,
second.
okay,
The
sorry.
officers right now they're on kind of high because you know what? We are talking. It's in the last couple months, the officers, you're not seeing as much as, so they really like to establish that rule of trying to keep you while they're doing something. Hold on a second. Mac, I'll meet you in the back, buddy. I'll meet you in the back, okay? Yes, sir. So that's why, if you got real close, I mean, this is just my opinion on you. I mean, trust me, I know you have your video.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's for a hearing officer to hear, so, and it's not to me to,
Of course.
but, there's some things that, we all gotta work together.
Can I tell you, as a press point of view, what I'm trying to capture is the whole scene. Try to get
And we
as
both-
much
we
as I
both
can
impressed her.
without
Right.
interfering. So I think that's the.
Yeah,
I mean, if they give me a
but-
warning because they need some space, I'm gonna respect it.
But,
I'm not gonna. I don't
It
know.
is.
20 feet is 20 steps, or it's not
I
gonna
know,
really
but I
work.
was sitting there going, I usually try to pick something like if I was here right now, I say, you do me a favor, could you just stand by that pole? And you're gonna say, why? I said, just for my safety and his safety too. I don't know what you're gonna do. I just
Yeah,
need
yeah.
some- you
I
need
get
to
what
stay
you're.
over
I
there.
get what you're saying.
But I also can't get into telling you a long dictation of saying, well, sir, I'd like you to stand over there for my safety at which point in time. If you're over there, the 20-foot feet, I don't have that time. Sir,
I
we're
get
gonna
that.
work
I get
together
that.
here. We're gonna work as a group. If you stand over there, you're welcome to videotape us. You're welcome to do all your video and all that. I just need to conduct a job here, and I also have this, and also to the point, the person that they're dealing with, the person that they're doing an investigation on, he also has a right to some type of privacy, whether there's a conversation between him and the officer. He really kind of, they're doing an investigation. You're not their parents.
Of course.
He's an adult.
Of course,
So
of
it's like saying, he might not, you're not representing, you're not their lawyer either.
Yeah.
So you say it, he's kind of like, as for the officers, they're probably asking you to stand there.
But see, that's the thing is that we work for an
I
advocacy
understand.
group.
That's fine.
even a picture-
But you're not
even
a
a-
lawyer. You're not their lawyers.
No, of course, but I mean, they do have
You can
the
help
right
out.
to advocate.
You do have a right to, but you're also doing. You have that right. You also have that right to stand back and videotape, and if you feel that there's some type of police negligence or anything like that, you have that right to do that from a safe distance, which the officer he's trying to. There's nothing set in the law that says I have to make you go back 20 feet. There's no law. There's nothing in the
Right.
books.
Okay.
But is there a safety persona that I'd like to, for my safety, to keep you at a bay? Yeah, sir, I'll be right with you. sir, could you just let me do my job and do that? There has to be that type of zone for everybody's rights, and the rights of the people to videotape and protect the person, but the rights for the person who is being investigated and everything else.
Sure. I mean, HIPAA laws can really make it that complicated.
Well, one more thing, at the end of this, first, I would like if you could give me the badge 98 sergeant his name, because he refused to identify.
Well, what happened? That will be in part of the investigation.
Okay.
What happens is you will get what is going to transpire is that you're going to go upstairs and you're going to work with the internal investigation.
Yep.
You can put that in your report,
He
and then
actually-
what they're going to end up doing is they're going to kind of make like a little. You're going to get to look at some pictures, and you're going to be able to go. That's him.
Yeah.
That's the way exactly. And now now instead of you've picked him out for specifically on a picture, and it reassures, kind of like anything else. He's got some rights to.
He actually put his hands on me and slapped my camera.
Well, that's that. Like I said,
That's
once
caught
again,
on video.
well, there you go, and you have that all on video, and that is part of your.
And we're not trying to get, we have nothing against officers.
I understand that, but you're also sitting there going, he has rights too. You have rights.
I know.
And then like anything else, and it's only an equal, not. But everybody has their right to some type of hearing. So you folks who feel you've been, that your rights might have been violated by not being able to tape or slapped, you have that right. He has the right to be heard too and say what he believes happened.
Okay.
And then it's also when it comes down, you go back and forth. You have video.
Yep.
You have a witness. You have two of you. They have 3 officers there. It looks like they're one from the quick video.
Yep.
They have the right. I don't know if a report was taken that night, if a report was taken during the daytime.
Well, I asked them if there was going to be a report, and they said, yeah, you can get it at the police station. So,
And I know it takes about a week and a half to gather that report.
It would, and you can go back to the
But
records
he
bureau.
didn't cite the guy, he didn't arrest the guy, he let the guy walk, so I really honestly don't believe that he wrote
well,
the
we
report.
can tell this to the internal affairs.
You can tell that to the internal
Yeah.
affairs, because what they're going to do is they're going to look up and say, all right, let's go back to the 21st. Let's look up all the reports.
Yep.
Let's look up all the reports that might have happened, and that
Was it
looks
like 3 o'clock
that looks
or
like
something?
happened during the daytime. So they're going to take the hours, and they can go from like 1
for
o'clock
sure,
to 4
sure.
o'clock, and let's look up the reports. Is there anything that may be reported? It looks like it appears it was right in Kennedy Plaza. Says, is there any reports at Kennedy Plaza? What were the reports that were taken in Kennedy Plaza? There weren't. So now it becomes the officer can't say, I stand by my report if there is no report.
There's no report.
The person who wrote the report can say, I stand by my report, I put everything in the report. The other officers who did not write the report have to leave what we call a letter. They have to write what they did. They have to document.
Yeah, their own single report.
Okay?
Gotcha.
That
So
works.
let's go get you some form. We're going to get you one form for both of you, okay?
2 forms.
Uh,
I want
yeah,
separate
one
incidents.
The problem is,
It's actually a separate incident.
Okay.
Because we actually have 3 videos, 3 separate incidents.
I'm just saying, what I'm asking, the only reason I'm saying is, it was all in one day.
No, this is
You have,
actually
you have a
2 days.
second incident.
We have 3 different incidents, and all in 2 days span.
So you have 3 different, but you have 3 different complaints against 3 different people.
Well, it's 3 different complaints. I have one. He has one against the arresting officer that actually went and apprehended that homeless man. The night before, that officer actually drove off the sidewalk into a crosswalk.
Nearly hit me.
On camera. And again, I had an interview with him, and just the things that he said on camera were belligerent at best. And I mean, and again, like I said, I was
Just
homeless
thinking
for a
here.
very long
I'm just
time.
trying to, what I'm trying to do is if it's this, the only reason I'm trying to say it is, I can give you one, I can give you 2, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it to the point where you don't want to have one investigator doing one investigator doing another,
You want
investigator.
them all.
I'm trying to get you.
Get it all into one.
Exactly. But
I think they're separate instances.
if you had separate, you can do it. I mean, if you want to do a separate incident, I'm just worried.
I mean, I think we should hold each one separate. I mean,
Well, you can write each complaint up, but if it's the same guy, it's the same.
no.
2 is the same guy.
No, I think there was definitely three or 4 cops on the first incident, and then there were
3 down.
1
No,
cop
no,
in my
no,
incident.
There was 4 cops. 2 of them were the same cops for the next day
I
incident.
can point
Well,
out
what
a
happens
few.
because you're in the same area. You're in this. Well, the problem is that you're in the same area. It's the same area. The cops usually work at the same
Both,
post.
but they were both homeless guys. One guy was drunk. He busted his
I understand.
face and-
But you're still, what you're doing is, cops, police work in areas. We have certain areas.
Oh, yeah.
So responsibilities for the area.
No, yeah, we,
So,
yeah.
so there's guys that have.
We
So when your
understand.
complaint is that if it's in Kennedy Plaza, so what happens is it's the same people who are assigned to the Kennedy Plaza area.
Right, because they
So
understand
the
the
idea is to know your
The narrative going on.
to have what's called community policing.
Right.
To know the people, so you know, oh, okay, I've been to this address before. I've been to, or same thing, if I've been down to Kennedy Plaza, they know that
this
they
guy,
know
I
they
know
know
this
the
guy.
people. They also know the people. They also know when they keep up to date on when they have warrants or when they fail to register as sex offenders
Right,
or whether
right.
so that's the whole idea. I know you by your first name. I never asked you for your first name, or I did ask you.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Johnny, but I forgot. I know Joe and I forgot Jimmy. I'm sorry. We've just got so much shit going on right now. And that's why I said if it's the same officers, you're asking one investigator to handle one giant case,
Yeah.
and he's able to bring the hearing in. On,
maybe we should just mention one then, instead of bring them all up.
No, you want to you.
We can date.
Well, it doesn't matter because if it's incidents, if it's an area and it's Kennedy Plaza,
Yeah.
and you had those three guys, you can make the complaint and it could be lodged against all three of the officers that were there. They'll be in the hearing together, okay? And then what happens is
Seems like a lot
If it's
to-
the second
like-
day, if it's the second incident and it's the same three guys again, okay? It's just then you put when you're writing your narrative, it's the second day two, 1 day later, this is what happened, but it's the same three officers.
Yeah.
So now when the guy's investigating, the investigator can say to him, say when he calls those three officers, here's the complaint. You need to answer the questions on day 21, day 19,
Yeah.
and they have another complaint that those you three again, it's day 15.
Yeah.
You need to answer the three questions instead of where you're going to be going, okay, I'm going to talk to officer, the investigator A, investigator B, investigator C. It's easier
okay.
for him to, instead of talking.
Well, all right. So
Yeah,
we get what you're saying. So
That's funny. Mine's not.
Yes, Commander. Yes, he just walked in the doorway right now, sir. Are you here?
let's go grab.
I haven't had a chance to talk to him. I'm out in the lobby talking to a couple of complainants here regarding another incident. I told him to wait in the back office for me, and I'm on my way in the back. Yes, sir. Nope, he's gonna do it. Nope. He will be, and I already filled the major in that the report will be. You got that. All right, so let's get you the forms. Yeah, Greg. J. Andrew. Thank you, Mike.
One more time.
Yes. Name again? My name is Lieutenant Aspinall. I'm one of the OICs for the. One of the OICs. No,
It's officer in command.
yes.
Command.
Officer. We do is we do it.
First lieutenant.
Lieutenant. There's two lieutenants that. There we go. There's two lieutenants that work on a shift. We call the shift commanders. We make sure that the shift, the 3 to 11 shift, runs correctly.
Yep.
We oversee the shift. The sergeants that work for us, the one who you walked in, now you're here at 3 to 11. So you made one of the complaints that you made was against a lieutenant, not a lieutenant, excuse me, it's a sergeant. So at which point in time, when I didn't want to have a sergeant, somebody who was equal, listening to your complaint. So that's why I told the desk sergeant I would come in and talk to you since I have one
makes
rank,
sense. Makes sense.
one rank above him. So I'm able to handle so that one person doesn't, oh, he's an equal to me. Okay, no, I have some type of rank over him, so I'm able to address your complaint and make sure it's handled correctly. Okay? All right. Let's go get your complaint.
I appreciate you talking to us.
No problem. I'm sorry to take a while. It's not a busy night tonight. And the other lieutenant's still out there. Come on over here. So we said we want one complaint, we want two, one two.
We'll do two.
Okay.
If we decide to do one, we can get hit back with fresh copies.
You're both gonna come together though, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give you the two forms, so please, when you come tomorrow, when you talk to them, explain to them a little bit so that they can try to condense it into one investigation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. He was good, dude. He was very cordial.
I want that video. I want to put that there. There you go.